Hello there, folks. I hope you're all well today. After frantic racing at the weekend and watching yesterday's Bahrain Grand Prix and everything. So, with this week's upcoming races at Zandvoort, we've got the GT4 race on Wednesday, we've got the GT3 practice on Thursday, and my own Group Two GT3 race on Saturday. I thought it might be quite interesting just for me to create a little kind of video blog of my process of practicing and learning the circuit, especially considering I have never ever turned a single wheel at Zandvoort in any sim ever. So this circuit is completely brand new to me. And from what I read on your comments online, it's going to be quite tricky, quite twisty, almost like a little kart circuit. So it's going to be a learning process for me without a doubt. So what I'm going to do is initially I'm going to go out and drive 2 or 3 laps very slowly, just to get a look at the circuit. And then I'm going to load the default safe setup with absolutely no changes whatsoever. And I'll go out and drive a good few laps with that on, and that will be the first kind of lap time that I'll put up here in this video. That'll be my benchmark, and then I'll start making tweaks as we go through the week, and hopefully we'll see some improvement. I hope so, because I want to feel confident, by Wednesday at least, to take part in the GT4 race. So I hope you enjoy this little series of videos. It gives me something to do, and I hope you find them useful and entertaining as well. Okay folks, here we are at a very quiet pit lane at Zandvoort, just me on my own, so I've got the track to myself. I did nip into the very nice cafe here at Zandvoort Circuit. I tried one of their herbal cookies and a cup of tea. A herbal cookie, very tasty. I don't know, it's made me very hungry though, so I don't quite know what's going on there. It must be a Dutch thing, I guess. So anyway, let's get out and have a little look at this circuit. As I say, I'm going to load in the safe preset and not touch it at all, and we're just going to go out with that. And I'm going to drive a couple of slow laps round just to have a look at the circuit. I've never seen it before, and have a wee sort of blether as I'm going round as well. So let's have a look at this.
Green light, give it all you can.
Okay, so pit lane exit, straight into a corner. That'll be interesting. Okay, and that first corner, one of these ones that seems to go on and on a little bit forever. That one's not too bad. Oh, that one tightens up quite a bit, doesn't it? Okay. Mental note. I'm looking at my track map as well. Find that very useful to have it on the full map, not just a little section you're driving on, because you can kind of see what's coming up. And obviously in a race, you can see cars going yellow when there's an incident, and if you go off the circuit, it makes it so much easier for rejoining. So a useful little aid, that definitely. That's a tight one as well. I thought I'd chat about my driving view actually. I was having a think about this the other night. I know this view is kind of sneered upon a little bit by the purists, and I understand why. Sometimes I do drive some sims from the cockpit view, and I've got an Oculus Rift S, obviously where you have to drive from the cockpit view. and I love using the Rift S. You know, I can really get a sense of spatial awareness. I can hit my braking points and my apexes nicely. Some sims I get a good sense of speed. So I've nothing against the cockpit view, but for some reason in ACC I just cannot get it right. And I know all about field of view and everything. You know, I have tried different settings, and I just can't get the sense of speed, and I find it hard to hit the apexes. And I was thinking last night, you know, we're all kind of pre-programmed by our experience in life, and my experience is motorbikes, and I think my brain is kind of hardwired from years and years of riding motorbikes to this kind of view. You know, you get on a motorbike, me and my friends talk about when you're going quickly. Not so much nowadays as I'm a bit older, but in my youth, when you're going quickly, you know, you get the Star Trek warp factor effect, but you're thinking so quickly, your brain is doing so many calculations per second, and you're looking ahead, and you're thinking about, you know, the tree line in front of you, and that's just what my brain is programmed for. And as far as driving an ACC, this view seems to tap into that. Obviously not there. So I find it easier in this view to drive to my optimum. I'll never have triple screen setup, but I can't afford it and I don't have the room for it. My PC is a little bit aging now, so the VR struggles on it with ACC. Maybe once I get a new base unit, which I'm thinking about, I'll revisit that. But for the time being, this is my driving view, and I'm sticking with it, I'm afraid. So, okay. I find when I'm visiting a new circuit in any driving sim, I can usually commit it to memory after about half an hour and start kind of pushing the limits a little bit after that half hour. It's a process I really enjoy. I've always enjoyed it in sim racing, because when you're watching real life racing on the telly and you know a circuit really well, it really adds to the enjoyment. You know, you know every corner coming up, you know the potential overtaking points, you know the braking points they should be doing. So I really enjoy getting to learn a circuit, and this is the first one I've had to learn for a wee while, so it's great. I'm really going to have to get that last corner sorted out though. Thinking about Imola all last week, you know, spending so much time on the server. I don't know how many laps I did of Imola, with what, 3 races and God knows how many practice laps. When the F1 goes there in 3 weeks' time, it's really going to add to my enjoyment again, because I know that circuit so well. And I'm pretty sure some of my friends who aren't sim racers, but they've been watching my YouTube videos because they find them entertaining. They'll now know the circuit even better because they've had to watch me going around them loads and loads of times. So, okay, I'm going to come in after this lap. Enough leathering from me. I like the circuit. My first impressions, I do like it. Very flowing. I can see why some of you guys talk about it as a kart circuit almost. There's a couple of corners that I definitely need to improve on. This one creeps up on you. Yeah, I need to get my lines sorted out better there for sure. But I've not much else to do today, so oh yeah, I am really screwing that one up. Okay. Time to come back into the pits, I think. See where the pit entry is in case I have to use it during any of the races for repairs. Oh, that's a nasty little kink coming into the pits. Okay. So, interesting. So, what I'm going to do now is go and do a good number of laps. It's still on the safe setup with no changes, but try and really learn the track a bit more for a half an hour or an hour or so. I obviously won't put it all in this video. I'll maybe just put in my fastest lap once I've done it and have a little chat. So, be back later. Cheers for now. Okay folks, we're back again. I've just completed my morning session and this is my best lap coming up so far. So we're just starting it here. Quite pleased after about half an hour or so. This corner not presenting any problems particularly. Or this one. This one need to get right down to first, I feel. And then it's a fairly flat out section afterwards. I still need to work on my lines a little bit, but this section's okay though. I think this is the first problem corner. No, I see I take that too slow. I need to speed up there. This corner is tricky to get right. And then without a doubt, the hardest one is coming up. Getting the braking point here for this one, I can't tell you how many times I've been off at this corner. And the rest of the lap I find fairly manageable. So after this one, once we get to the start finish, you'll see my time. I think it's hopefully it's going to come up. It's a 1:43, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, time to break for lunch. I'll be back after lunch. Cheers for now. Okay folks, that's me back from my lunch break and my first day of testing on the Monday. Just a quick recap. I'm doing a short series of videos for my week-long visit to Zandvoort in preparation for my Saturday League 2 race in Group 2 race, sorry, in eSENIORS League. eSENIORS League is for drivers over 50 years old only, so it's us old duffers, which is great fun with them. So this morning I just did a couple of laps round the circuit to get a view of it. I've never driven it Zandvoort before. The that resulted in a time of 1:54.1. We'll just ignore that because I was going very slowly. Afterwards, I put in a good sort of half hour, 45 minutes with the default safe set up unaltered, so just as it comes, which has probably got about 60 odd litres of fuel in the car as well. And I set 1:43.050, which I'm quite happy with. So I'm going to go out again this afternoon for another half hour or an hour or so. Again, I'm not going to alter the setup at all. I think I'll leave that till tomorrow. So I'm just going to try and get really familiar with the circuit, driving as many laps as I can. Here's a little map of the circuit, just to sort of chat about a few of the corners that I've noticed already. Down start finish, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 are okay, quite easy to get a grip on. Turn 4 is the first sort of tricky one, I find. It certainly closes up quickly. Then you've got turn 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, fairly run-of-the-mill. It didn't really cause me too many problems so far. Turn 10 leading into turn 11, they can be quite tricky. You've got to get the lines right there. And then you've got this big long straight without a doubt the hardest corner to get right on the whole circuit. You're getting your braking point for turn 12. That is going to be very interesting in the race. Definitely an overtaking point, but obviously a pinch point for incidents as well, I think, 12 and 13. And once you're out of that, 14 and 15 are fairly straightforward as well. So you're really talking about the sort of middle part of the circuit, I would say, which I find the trickiest. But anyway, let's see what we can do in this afternoon's session. Okay, folks, so that's me done my afternoon session, and this is my hot lap coming up. Once we get round to the start finish here. Learned a few new things, which I'll maybe mention through the lap. So this is still the box safe setup, no tweaks at all. So here we go. I think I've got a good braking point for this first corner. I make a little mistake coming up here, regardless. Yep, a wee mistake there. My time was still green at this stage, so even despite that wee mistake, I was quite happy. Flat out through here, this is a great little section. And just down to second for this corner. Now this is coming up to the complicated bit for me. Trying to get that right and the next one are still a bit problematic. However, after the long straight down here, with the very tight worst corner on the circuit, I think I've got a braking point for here. And then the last little bit isn't really giving me too many issues, so quite happy with this. And this resulted in a 1:41.295, which I'm pretty happy with at this stage in time. Okay, folks, that's my first day, Monday, of testing at Zandvoort over, resulting in a 1:41.295 on the box standard safe setup, with no tweaking whatsoever. So I think tomorrow I will start to look at tyre temperatures, fuel load, and maybe a little bit of downforce as well. For now though, I think I shall adjourn to the cafe on the circuit for another one of these herbal cookies. I'm actually developing a little bit of a taste for them, I think. Hold on, I took a picture here for you at lunchtime. There you go. Beautifully presented with a nice bit of garnish on the top there. They have a funny taste and a faintly familiar smell. I can't quite put my finger on where I know it from. Possibly my student days. I'll have to have a think about that. So anyway, that's it for today. Back on circuit tomorrow, and I'll try and do another little video. Cheers for now.